Man, what's good, y'all? We checking in with another video. It's your boy D Moore, and we're gonna talk about if you're new to the gym, right? So if you're one of these people who got 100 pounds to lose, 50 pounds to lose, if you can't see your abs straight up, you got pounds, you got fat to lose, right? And that's me. I'm talking about myself. But I am somebody who went from 300 pounds to now about 215, and I'm still on my way to ultimately getting that physique that I'm looking for. So I think losing 85 to 100 pounds kind of qualifies me to talk about what I'm going to talk about today. And if you're new to the gym, I kind of wrote down some things and I want to discuss and hopefully help you get over that initial fear of getting into the gym. Because I understand it can be intimidating, right? You're somebody who's overweight, you maybe not have gotten into the gym, maybe you've done some home workouts, and you're like, all right, I want to step it up, I want to go to a Planet Fitness, or maybe you're like, fuck it, I want to go to one of these big chain gyms, I want to go to a Lifetime, I want to go to a LA Fitness, you just want to hop into it. But let me give you some things that'll help you on your journey to where, honestly, people say, man, your dream physique takes 3-5 years to build, and that's true, but that's because we run into things that we do things that don't necessarily expedite our journey. So I'm gonna try to give you some things that'll help you expedite your journey, because honestly, I don't care where you at. I don't care if you're on 600-pound life. If you give yourself 1 year of locking in, you can have the body that you want, or you can be damn near pretty close to it. And I'm not saying it's gonna take a year. I think honestly, 6 months. Most people about 6 months of locking in, they can really have the physique that they really want. So let's get into it. If you're new to the gym, the number one thing that I would tell you, and these are no specific orders, but I think this is the most important, I will say, is that change your mental about it. Change your mindset about how long it's going to take. It's going to take 6 to 8 months, like I said. That's the number one question that I get. That's the number one question I see is how long did it take you? Other than what do you eat, is people want to know how long it's going to take. And it's going to take, honestly, 6 to 8 months. But I don't want you to kind of think about 6 to 8 months like it's going to be 8 months before I can pop out. It's going to be 8 months before I can go out and be social. It's going to be 8 months before I get confidence. No, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be, there are going to be checkpoints along the way in those 6 to 8 months. Like in the first 2 weeks, you're going to notice that your gains are going to be, I'll talk about that later. In the first couple weeks, you might notice that your shirt is fitting a little different, right? Okay, that's going to be something that keep you motivated. In the first couple weeks, especially if you haven't worked out before, you're definitely going to see, 10 pounds being lost, 7, 8, 9, 10 pounds in the first couple weeks being lost, depending on how big you are, how much fat you have to lose. So those are definitely motivators to keep you going. So number one, I would say, is understand it's going to take time, 6 to 8 months. Don't rush the process, and no crash diets, no heavy 1,000, 1,500 calorie deficit. Don't do that. Stick to a solid 300 to 500 calorie deficit, and don't rush the process, right? And the next thing I would tell you is get over the thought of people looking at you in the gym. I know it's easier said than done, and this is coming from somebody who mentally was thinking of people looking at them in the gym while they were lifting as a beginner, right? Man, I tell you, I told this video I told the story maybe in one of my other videos. I used to have the bench press, right? I would have the bar. Everybody knows the bar is 45 pounds. I would have a 25-pound weight on one side, 25 on the other. That's 95 pounds. Mind you, I'm 6'3". At the time, I was probably 270, 280 pounds. So I'm lifting 95 pounds as a 6'3", 280-pound dude. How do you think that made me feel? I told you, I would put that weight on the bar. I would make sure nobody was looking, or try to make sure nobody was looking. Throw it up 10 to 12 times, get my sets in. And it's funny because as a beginner, like I said, you progressively overload. The time I went from 95 pounds to maybe putting a plate on, everybody know a plate is 45 and a 45. So in reference, if you hear people say I'm pushing 2 plates, that's 225. Pushing 3 plates, 315. 4 plates, 405. So if we get to the point where you're pushing a plate on each side, 135, you're like, wow. That time from 95 pounds to 135 was a blur. Total blur. Like, I got there so quick. That's what I tell people. The initial gains you get as a beginner, and that's going to be something else that definitely keeps you going, right? So get over the thought of people looking at you. Everybody started at the beginning. Everybody had a beginning point, right? Focus on your personal progress. Like I said, focus on that weight going up every week as a beginner. Then it's going to slow down as you start to get gains. But just focus on that progressive overload, right? And let's see. Next thing I would kind of tell you to work on is consistency. Not being consistent in the gym. At least 3 to 5 days a week. I go probably 6 days a week. More like 5 days a week. Maybe 5.5 days a week. I'll say I go to the gym. But you don't have to go that often. You can go. I go because I enjoy it and I want to get stronger. And, you know, fuck it. I like the gym. I enjoy it. It's a hobby of mine. So 3 to 5 days a week. Track your calories and your protein. Track your calories. You have to start weighing your food. I mean, let's be honest. If you're severely overweight like I was, you can get away with mentally tracking or not quite tracking, and you can still lose weight, right? As long as you're not going crazy, because most people have so much fat to lose. If they just cut down on what they're already eating, they're going to see changes in the gym. I mean, yeah, they're going to see changes in their body and in their gym progress if they just cut down on what they're eating. But if you, I'm telling you, we want to expedite this process. If you want to do this in 6 to 8 months, get a food scale. Get a food scale. Start weighing your foods, tracking your foods, tracking what you eat. I have my notepad on my phone with my workouts and my calories and my protein every day. I track every single thing I eat. If you want to expedite this, I'm telling you, 6 to 8 months, you're trying to pop out 2027 on your return of the Mac, new body type shit, track your foods. Do that. And track your workouts. Progressive overload. What I mean by tracking your workouts and progressive overload means if you have 100 pounds on the bar and you're bench pressing, right? And you can lift that 8 times. Okay, when you start to lift that 9 times, maybe 10 times, you want to move that bar up. Okay, so I was lifting 100 pounds for 7, 8 reps. I've been doing that for 2 weeks. At the end of 2 weeks, that 100 pounds, now I'm lifting it 12 times, 10 times, 11 times. Okay, it's time to move that 100. Let's move that up to 115. You know, I know it's a 15-pound jump initially, but you can do that as a beginner. It's going to, trust me, it's going to slow down. It's going to slow down as you start to build muscle. But whatever you feel comfortable with, it doesn't have to be 15 pounds. Whatever you feel comfortable with. We just want to make sure that we are up in the reps. Whatever you can throw up 5, 6 times, okay, that's the new weight. Until I can throw that up 8, 9 times, I'm going to stick here and I'm going to keep progressively overloading. So you don't have to use those numbers exactly. You don't have to use those numbers. Tripping for, man. This shit ain't got no sponsor, man. Hold on, man. Let me get some water. You don't have to use those numbers specifically. Or whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. Just be progressively overloading your weights. Track your weights. Track your weights. Track your weights. Food. You got to be eating in a deficit. You have to be eating in a deficit. If you're not going to eat in a deficit, turn this video off. Don't go to the gym. Don't do none of that goofy shit I'm talking about. You got to be eating in a deficit. Everybody knows about total daily expenditure. You can look up that calculator on Google. You can type in how many calories I need to burn in Google. Everybody has that information, right? You just haven't done it because you just haven't taken it serious yet. You're just looking for more motivation to finally get up off your ass and make a change. Hopefully I'm here to do that for you. You got to be in a calorie deficit. Focus on eating less of the foods you already eat. Most people think, all right, once I start working out, I got to make a 180-degree change. I got to go from burgers and fries and fried foods and fish and soul food and all this other good tasting food to chicken and rice. That's excellent if you can do that. If you want to hit your goals in 6 to 8 months, that's ideal. You should do that. You don't have to do that. If you're somebody who is fucking up McDonald's and Wendy's and your favorite fast food, whatever that may be on a regular, simply go from a large to a medium. All right, going from a large to a medium on a consistent basis, you're going to see changes in your weight and how your clothes fit over a period of time, simply because you are intaking less food. Now, like I said, if you want to do this in 6 to 8 months, chicken and rice, man. I'm sorry. Hook it up, bro. Tell your moms, Tell your moms you want to be eating chicken and rice. Have her cook it for you. Watch her cook it one time. Tell her, hey, just cook it one time so I can cook it for myself. Get it done, yo. It's 2026. I don't want to hear no excuses about I can't get chicken and rice in, bro. Get it done. Chicken, rice, corn, beans. That's what I eat every day. It's in my refrigerator. I got a meal prep. That's what I do. What else I got for y'all? Prioritize protein. Prioritize protein. Most people will tell you 1 gram of protein per body weight. I'm telling you, if you 300 pounds, you don't need 300 grams of protein. That's I got a text message. My bad. I ain't know if it cut off or not. It didn't cut off. I'm new to this shit, y'all. But let me tell y'all. Where was I at? Prioritize protein. Most people will tell you to eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Like I was saying, if you're 300 pounds, you don't need 300 grams of protein. That's a lot of protein. Go for your ideal body weight. Me personally, I do about 150 to 170 grams of protein a day. That's what I do. I'm 215 pounds. I'm trying to cut down to about 200, 205. You know, we'll see where I'm looking at about there. And, you know, I just want to maintain the muscle I have. I am building muscle. I am getting stronger in the gym. But I eat anywhere from 150 to 170 grams of protein a day. I don't say anything wrong with getting 200. I'm just telling you what I do personally. If you want to get 200, that's great. You know what I'm saying? Get that protein in. Next, I would tell you is to give effort. Give effort. When you in the gym, give effort. Progressive overload. Lift heavy. Okay, lift to failure. So if you're doing your 6 to 8 rep ranges, we should be doing that with heavier weights, right? 6 to 8 reps on your compound movements. So if you decide to do a flat bench, if you decide to do a bench press, if you decide to do squats, barbell squats, any type of compound movement, I would tell you 6 to 8 reps. And then I would tell you maybe 10 to 15 reps on your isolation movements. So if you got the lat raises, right, and you're just doing this. With the lat raises, I would tell you at least about 15 reps on those. Get you a nice weight, get you about 15 reps, and bang those out. So your bicep curls, when you're doing your bicep curls, I do about 10 reps with a 50-pound curl. I do about 10 reps, right? So whatever you can do 10 times, bang that out for a set. Bang it out for a set. What else I got for y'all, man? Sleep. I know a lot of shit be happening when you sleep. Usually the bad shit be happening when you should be asleep. Alright? So if you go to sleep on time, you're going to cut out a lot of late night snacking, a lot of things that will keep you away from your goal. You're going to get closer to your goal because you won't be doing those things, right? 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And me personally, I would say sleep by 10 o'clock. I struggle with that. I ain't going to sit here and tell you that I be in the bed by 10 o'clock. But I will say this. Ever since I've gotten into a better shape, I can operate off not the best sleep. And when I wake up, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. Sometimes I be in the bed like, I didn't sleep that well. When I get on my feet, I feel good. I be like, man, I know I ain't sleep that well, but I feel good. So I know it's because of the muscle I built and just the consistency that I've put into myself in the gym. I feel great when I wake up now. Even off, unless it's just terrible. At least I'm operating off 5 hours of sleep. I'm definitely going to feel that. But compared to how I used to feel waking up, let me tell you, I never was a morning person. I'm still not a morning person. But let me tell you, before, I'm talking like 7 o'clock. That's early for me. If you tell me I got to be up by 7:30, sometimes 8, I'm like, fuck that. I ain't want to do it. Now I can get up at 5:30, 5 o'clock. 6 o'clock, my alarm is set for 6:30. I'm up before my alarm all the time. Like, just naturally. I'll wake up well rested. So it's just so many benefits of getting in shape, y'all. It's so many benefits. So that's all I got for y'all. Leave comments. If you want some help, drop a comment. I got you. Whatever you need.